Guys, welcome back to my YouTube series here. It's Enrong here. We're on episode number 20, I believe, in my Grand Prix World Career with Stewart Grand Prix. I guess the thing we just want to round off the last episode again by saying we're 7th currently in the ranking for the funding. I think last race we were 8th. If we can maintain anywhere above 10th, I would say that would be an achievement for this season, and that's what we're looking to really do going forward. But let's have a look at the results from the last race. So Eddie Irvine, of course, added another win to his total. Frentzen with another pole position, but he can't nail it, which is a bit of a surprise. But Ernst Keller signed a deal with us and not with Prost, as most people had suspected. So, I give Alan the finger and say, haha, we managed to sign a pretty good chief mechanic there. Montoya scores his first ever points. He must be delighted there. Sauber had both their guys in the top 6. What a brilliant race for them. We were really close as well in that race, 7th and 8th. What a brilliant performance there. McLaren has closed the deal on Eddie Irvine, so he'll be staying with him next season. Villeneuve with a fastest lap of the race. That Williams car inherently has a lot of pace, I think. Prost had a pit stop problem with Coulthard. That's probably why we ended up ahead of him. And Tyrrell had problems with Panis, but I believe he retired anyway. I'm not 100% sure on that. McLaren have signed Fond Metal to their sponsorship roster. The right height of the Benetton cars, surprisingly constant last race. No surprise there, I guess, with them. One of the old big boys, not so much anymore. They're probably able to develop a lot better than that. But as you can see here, Giancarlo Minardi, least effective manager. I believe that's 2 races in a row now. It is. But Tom Walkinshaw, favourite manager. I'm not sure if I've ever seen that. But as you can see here, another loss of 500k per race, and this is becoming alarming now at this stage of the season. So we might have to start selling off some shares. We need to see. I'm not too sure. As you can see here, we made good progress in our talks with them. Good progress with Ford as well. So yeah, look, not much else we can do. I would love, of course, if we could manage to do something a little bit better there, but there's nothing really we can do at this moment in time. So all we can do really now, guys, is to start taking people away from each department, and this is going to hurt us a bit long term. I'm not a big fan of doing it, but it's just something we need to do. So we need to take people away. We need to start cutting down on our finances in all of the areas. Bar these two, I would say, engineering and yeah. So we're going to do that. That should save us another small bit of money each race. But if we look at the actual finances from the last race and compare it, well, we can't look at previous races. But again, 1.4 we brought in, 2 million is what we lost, and that was without the testing as well. So yeah. A little bit disappointing there, but that's just the way it goes. As you can see, yeah, decent amount of funding. But we're just losing too much money a race, and we're going to have to... We're going to settle down. We're going to wait until it gets a bit closer to the time. We might sell shares now. I'm not sure yet. This is the big thing, you see, if we sell shares, of course. It's just free money, really, but... do we really want to sell these shares yet? We can sell up to 49%, I believe, without getting sacked from the team. That's 5 million, but is that actually enough to keep us going for the rest of the season? There's still 14 races left, and if we're losing 500k per race, that's over 5 million. Do you know what? If we sold 49% of our shares right now, plus the 2.6, we'd only just have enough left over for next season, which isn't exactly promising. So yeah, that's just the way that goes. But on the team end, we've made reasonable progress at the Buzzing Hornets guys. We've made okay progress with Ford, nothing too special there, unfortunately, for us. So yeah, we just gotta wait and see how that goes a bit longer into it. Of course, let's hope we can get a few more deals there sorted. We're gonna keep talking to Buzzing Hornets, but for now we're gonna take away that there from Autosport, and we're gonna give it to Ford because we're talking to Ford at the moment, and we want to secure that deal with Ford. So that's quite important for us. So not much else you can do really there as aside from that. The FIA haven't announced any regulations yet for next season, so we're still waiting on that, and the sooner we can get that done the better, because then I can start cutting down on costs. But we finally finished that technology, which is always good. But that's going to cost us just a little bit more, but for now we're just going to do... So the spares are 28%, as you can see. Another 28% here. I hope the technology doesn't cost that much. 32,000. Okay, so we've only gotten 2 spares to this race, but that's just the way that is at this moment in time. So we're just going to repair the parts. Oh my god, look at the wear on the cars. 100%. So obviously the Brazilian Grand Prix, maybe make a note of that in future for myself, that it's a pretty high wearing race. Jesus, 48%. Hmm. We're going to take some of these guys away from the testing because, yeah, we need to repair the car. As you can see, we've only got 4% left. So not enough probably to repair the spares, but I don't want to do that anyway. So yeah, we're already starting to struggle with that aspect already. Yeah, not much else we can do there really, guys. We're just going to take a few percentages away from here. Ooh, this isn't particularly great. Okay, cool. So we're still looking for that Williams traction control driving aid, but we can't find it. So instead of doing that, we're going to look at the Benetton cars with their active suspension, although we're already developing that. No, let's see if we can get traction control from somewhere else. Benetton have traction control as well. So let's look at Benetton. But yeah, just one of those standard episode guys at this moment in time. We know we're at the back of the grid. We know we can't really fight for anything. We're going to have to hope we can look into some good results like the last race and just keep on kind of finishing. And yeah, hopefully we can go somewhere with this. So remember, we lost over 500k last race. Almost 600k, so we need to arrest that development pretty quickly. Let's get in now to Argentina. So here we are in Buenos Aires. No changes to the list, of course. The weather is pretty much the same. Not much we can do there. Even if it's wet, to be honest, I'm not really sure what we can do. There's a lot of good drivers and a lot of good wet weather drivers and good cars, so Barrichello's going to put out something special. But look, let's see how we do now. Let's get into qualifying. So 22nd and last and 20th there for our guys. At least Barrichello able to outperform Haberfeld, but I think that's a good sign just to show you that we are indeed the slowest car on the grid at this moment in time. And yeah, not much we can do there. But Frentzen takes another pole position from Rosset. Schumacher just outpaces the Williams of Villeneuve. And Irvine gets ahead of Nakano in the other Williams as well. But look, I think it confirms that Jordan are the fourth best team now. They've just been up there all pretty much throughout. So yeah, not much we can do, unfortunately, in that regard. In the race, dry again. So again, not much to get excited about. It's a little bit disappointing that we haven't had a wet qualifying or a wet race yet. But that's just the way it is, isn't it? So yeah, not much we can do. But look, you never know what can happen in these races. Well, again though, both our guys finished, but Barrichello manages to jump both the Minardi's in the race, which is always a good sign. So not bad there from Barrichello. Deniz, it's the best that can be expected from the car. You know, I would slander him, but there's no point because there's not much he can do. You know, the car isn't good. It's inherently just really, really poor. And yeah, that's kind of the legacy what we've been left with from last season with the designer and technical director that we had. But 1-2 for Ferrari. They come back fighting strong in this race with both drivers finishing. Frentzen takes his first win of the season with Ross at second. Irvine continuing a championship challenge perhaps in third position. Villeneuve and Nakano fourth and fifth. And the Benetton of Damon Hill in sixth. So the Jordans are nowhere. They must have had retirements. Yes, they did. Clutch and suspension failure for them. Panis also had a suspension failure. Michael Schumacher, an electronics failure for him. David Coulthard there as well. David, of course, having a gearbox failure, and Tora Takagi, the last, did not finish with a clutch failure. So for us, it's not a bad race, guys. Another finish, which is only going to help us, really. But yeah, Irvine sees his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship fall down as Rossett starts to close in. He's on 16 points with Frentzen on 14, Villeneuve on 6, Hakkinen on 6, Alesi is on 4, Nakano on 3, Tuero on 3, Montoya 2, 2 also for Michael Schumacher, 1 for Fisichella, and 1 for Damon Hill. And I believe, no, that's Benetton's second point score, okay. So Benetton on 3 points now, Arrow still on 1. The Jordan boys are on 4 points. So they've had decent pace, the Jordans, but they haven't been able to do anything with it because the Saubers have scored 9 points. They're actually still tied with Williams, would you believe? But Ferrari now starts to stretch clear ever so slightly over McLaren. They've actually overtaken them, should I say. And they're now on 30 points at McLaren on 22. Michael Schumacher has had some rotten luck so far this season. So yeah, as you can see there, of course, Schumacher has how many points? 2 points. So he's had 2 did not finishes, and that's a really big surprise from him. And as you can see, he was the only one when he's close to Francis pace. So too was Rossett. So too was Villeneuve. Irvine wasn't really. He was quite a bit off it in the end. But you know, I have to say, Eddie Irvine, he's getting in the action. He's getting in the thick of it. And he's scoring points regularly like he kind of was for Ferrari last season, even though he was nowhere near the pace. So yeah, that's it. In terms of the funding, we've lost a little bit of it, but we're still holding up 7th position. and I imagine that'll just falter away more and more as the races go on. But guys, that's been pretty much everything there, as you can see. Yeah, leave a like, and I should have another episode out for you today, which, well, I'm recording today, which is Saturday, but this will be out tomorrow, Sunday, so there should be 2 videos out for you. So enjoy, guys, and yeah, we'll see you then.